Okay guys, welcome to our next adventure. Today we're down on the South Devon coastline targeting blonde rays. First trip of the year, if I'm honest. Haven't been able to get out much. Well, to be honest, we're doing different things. Hard, it's an uncomfortable westerly at the moment, but it's going northwesterly later on. The sea's pretty nice for it, but yeah, we're going to give it a go. So fishing a rock mark, because I'm quite high up from where I'm fishing. I'm fishing a dumpy tripod. Now I tend to use these a lot, guys, when I'm fishing high up, because it's enables to keep the line slightly lower, and it's set up properly. I've got obviously the cups on the top, on the bottom, and sorry, on the top there, just to hold them in. And I've also got the adjusters what I've put onto them, so I can basically just set them up like so, and away you go. So I have got a rock here somewhere I like to put them in. I can't find where it is. I don't think it's that one there. I think it's this one here, isn't it? Well, let's have a look. I think it is that one there, you know. So yeah, there you go. So I'm going to get that one set up there now. There you go. Lock all the tripod up. What I tend to do is put a stone underneath it, just to or sort of stone on the back of it, just to stable him up a little bit. Job's a good one. So as you can see on the on our new channel, guys, on the new channel, sea angling, the sea fishing show with Andy Webb, something new venture, just to show you some other different bits and pieces really. But I've got loads in here. I went mad on the packed lunch. I've even got a beer to have. Look at that. Don't want to get to see that. I've also got a beer each for the other boys as well, because we're down here for a long period. Packed lunch. Attack and snack, ham and cheese. Ooh, lovely. Slice. Some crisps and Snicker bars. Some Dunkers. Can't go wrong. Another snack attack. So, pork pie. That's pretty much it, guys, isn't it? That's pretty much it. Sun cream. Don't think I'm going to need that today. And main attraction, the rig wallet. So I'm going to get set up here now, and I'm probably going to put that on in a bit later on, because it is getting a bit chilly. So got my jumper there as well. So I'm going to get my gear out first. I'm going to chuck my packed lunchbox in the bottom. I think that's the plan of attack first of all. So reels, leads, and let's get that packed lunch safe, I think. Save the packed lunch, eh? Save the packed lunch. I brought the beer down because last time I had a beer here, I had a very fantastic fish, and I thought to myself, you know what? I had a barbecue and everything that day, and I thought, you know what? Let's try and see if the luck will pay off once again. But yeah, it's not very nice wind-wise. The wind's literally hammering from the side. So if you get any disruption with the sound quality, guys, do apologise. I'm going to put my stuff down here to get all set up a minute. But first things first, set the rods up. So I've gone for the T1000s today. The reason being, I'm up high. Sometimes you've got to lift the fish to the surface and hold it. And if you've got to lift the fish here into the surface, you don't really want a glass tip, okay? Especially having a big glom ray. I didn't know what the conditions were going to be like on the sea, really, sea state, because it has been southwesterly, so sometimes it can chop up a little bit when it's been southwesterly. But to be honest, it's looking rather nice. I think we'll see a few more anglers down this neck of the woods this evening, I would have thought. And yeah, away we go. So that's the first rod set up. I literally went all the way down the cliff, got to the bottom of it, and I went to stand on a rock, and the rock moved, and as I went to jump off, it come in behind me and it scratched all the way down the back of me there. It's not very nice. It's bleeding, and yeah, just a naughty cut, really, a naughty cut. But hey-o. I saw an adder as well right next to me, and it was a big one. And I sort of like shouted at the boys, don't go that way, don't go that way. But the main thing is we're all down here safe, and depending how we get on, I think we'll probably go up in a little bit of daylight. Like, I think high water's at 6:30, so it'll be about 9:30 10 o'clock, half 11 maybe, by the time we venture back up. So yeah, see how we get on. I mean, if we've had a fish, the trouble is, I don't find there's no going home time with this. I've found it before because there isn't no going home time. I mean, the fish can come any time, and you get so used to just casting out and not getting a fish on it, it becomes a regular activity. So when you're doing this type of fishing, it's not a case of I'm going fishing to catch fish. Sometimes you're going fishing just to chuck bait in the water because they're not always there. But no, hopefully we can see, well, hopefully it'll pay board for us today and we can see a few fish out. It'd be nice anyway. So, reel wise, so I've got the Pen Fathoms with me today. I've got the Pen Fathoms, okay. Looks quite dark on the camera, guys, unfortunately. Can't do much about it, it's overcast today. But loaded with a new line. I've just got to put a leader on them. But I'm feeling quite confident, if I'm honest. It's a tide that I'd look to go out on. And we nearly didn't come, we nearly went and done something else. But because it was supposed to be going southwesterlies, and I thought, you know what, I'll just hoping it swings around for us and the weather will be a bit more comfortable later on, because we're in here for the long haul really. Got enough bait to last a session. And yeah, away we go. So see if we can get one out. Lovely. All right, so that's the first one there. So what I'm going to do with that, bring him back and put the leader knot on. So get my little bag out a minute, get my leader out. Spider itch knot. So I've already done the spider itch itself, so I'm just going to do the leader knot onto that now. Okay, so what I tend to do is double it up just to make it a little bit more stronger. I mean, this is the bit what's going to be having the most pressure really if I get a fish up onto the surface. 2, 3, 5 turns round, right, and then I pull that tight. I will get my lead a bit through there like that. Now that's nice, look at that, see that? Pull that tight there like that. Now lubrication. Oh, gone. That's why we pulled tight. Rushing around last night that was, was it not? 2. Start again. This wind is doing my head in already. 2, 3, 4. Pull that through like that. That's tight. Right. Lubrication. That's why we always try our knots, guys. That's why we always try our knots. So what I'm going to have to do there now is trim that down, and away we go. So same again, loop over, double loop. Okay, I'll pull tight so it's around my thumb. The main thing, I want that line even. Okay, so it's through there now like that. Then I'll come around once, twice, 3 times. A lady, 4, 5. We have 5 ladies today, shall we? Pull that back through. And away you go. Away you go. Yep, very nice. Very nice. So that pulled tight like that. That's in. And then I need to put it around the rod now. Okay, so what I tend to do, I'm up a bit higher here as well, so I'm going to have a slightly longer leader. I don't want it too long because I don't want it to interfere with my casting. I'm going to go
These, I got these.
There you go. It's the first time round, second time round, third time round, fourth time round, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, I've got 9 times round the spool. And then I'll bring that down like so. It's the leader to my reel. Put them in like that. It's all drifted in then. Then I'll cut that. So I've got that now. I can put that right onto ratchet now, which is a good thing. Whee! It's not into ratchet. Nearly lost that then, boys and girls. Whee! Okay, and then I've got my lead link. Okay, so what I'm going to tend to do now, because I feel like I've got a bit of time, is I'm going to get my rods set up and my baits ready and everything ready to go. So I'll get my rods ready first. 3, 4, 5, right. Down through there like that. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll get a lead and then put the lead through like that, pull tight. That's the first one. Okay, so with that set up, let's have a look at the rig, shall we? So I've got a rig wallet here and I've got loads of different rigs in there. I've got drop downs, I've got some up and overs, and I've got some pulleys. I'm going to be using pulleys, okay? I like to use pulleys where I am, but they're just not normal pulleys, okay? They're about between 6 and 8 foot long, so quite long, okay? As long as your arms go out like that, it's perfect, really. And then I've got a 100-pound Sakuma trace line, okay? And then I've got I've changed my hooks. I've gone for a 5.0 Chinu, and I've got a 6.0 octopus hook on that, and I think that's going to do me. I've got to be honest, I think I'm going to like that. The reason I've scaled down, if I'm honest, is, I've got to be honest with it, is the fact that sometimes I think I've been missing out on the smaller rays, like the spotties, because like years ago we're fishing with like the J hooks. I used to get loads of spotties, and sometimes like it's too big. I mean, you're targeting bigger rays, and you're targeting like big small lides and blondes and stuff. So it's one of them. Where I'm fishing, I wouldn't normally use it, but I am using a rotten bottom, okay? And I'm using it for the simple fact that if I get a big fish what takes me into a reef, then I'm going to get my fish out and just lose my lead. So it's a no-brainer for me, really. Distance isn't major on one of my rods, but on my other rod, I need to be hitting 150 to 160 yards with a bait on to get where I want to be. I need to get out there. And the only thing with that rod is completely over rough ground all the way. You've got about, I reckon, about 20 yards of clean where I'd get over it if I can get there. If not, if I don't make it because of this side wind, I'll be in the rough. And I know if I'm in the rough because all I'll get is bullets and that. Okay. Set that one up there like that. And what I'll do here now, is a little pin there like that, little pin there again like that, a little pin there again like that, and then I can stick. So I've got Maxima as my rig body, £100. I prefer to keep my trace lines clear, if I'm honest. Nice to get out with Joseph as well. But nice to see him. Don't get to see him very often like that. Obviously he lives right up the line. He's come down to do some work with me. We've got a job on at the moment, and he's come down to give us an hand, which is always nice. But it's nice for Joseph to meet Connor as well. He's a nice lad. I do like Connor. He reminds me a bit of myself a little bit, because he's quite excited, quite loud, and he loves the fishing, you know what I mean? And it reminds me of what I used to be like when I first started. But I think it won't take him long once he starts getting in a few big fish, I think he'll be hooked. But I said on my sea fishing show with Andy Webb YouTube channel this morning. I've already had a telling off by the missus, going back to my old ways, but I can't help it. I don't know why. I mean, like last weekend I never caught a fish, and I got people messaging me, go, where's the fish, Andy, where's the fish? You can't catch fish all the time. I'm not some kind of like superhero what just produces fish all the time, you know what I mean? I don't live in Wales. I'm a regular young man from Devon, and unfortunately we've got to work really hard for our fish, and it's one of them really, especially with working. Sometimes it just don't happen, does it? And I think everybody goes for it. Sometimes it's not that you're doing anything wrong in that. There's a simple fact that it's just fishing, isn't it? So that one there goes into there like that. Test your knots, guys. It's one big bit of advice I'll always give you. And then basically I'm going to turn that inside out, so I'm going to go around once, around twice, and then I'm going to basically bring that up through like that. What that does then, that brings that down and around, so I can basically bring it around the bottom of the lead and it will just sit in like that, it won't get in the way. That's the first rig done. Okay, so that's the first rig done. I've got a little rubber bead in between. I've gone through that before. The reason I use that is specifically to protect that knot if I get a big fish on it. I've got to say that a lot of the rays I've had are all on that hook. I've had my big turbot on that one as well, so it is all on that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the other rod up quickly, exactly the same as what I've done before. I'll get that rigged up and then we'll get into a few bait ups, guys. Okay guys, I had a right mistake again. I say a mistake. I was doing my reel and I thought, that's £15 line. Look down, I only bought my Fathom 12 as well as my 15. So I've only got two 15s with me. So let's hope I don't blow one up. But I'm going to put one out in front. The one I'm going to put out in front, I'm going to put an up and over on. And then the one I'm going to put out on the distance one, I'm going to put a pulley. So if I swap these rods around, I'm going to have to mark it, I think. Like, my dirty one's got a pulley on there, there you go. That's the way I'm going to look at that. But I don't need that on there then, do I? I need a swivel. And have I bought any swivels? Oh, I might be lucky, Joseph.
You'll have to get me and your command and your rods on my channel.
I've got a swivel. I've got a swivel there. So I could actually put that swivel on. And then put that on, can I? Or shan't I? What am I going to do here? No, I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to cut it off. I ain't going to be, because that'll be in my head. That might not mean a lot to any of you watching, but it means a lot to me. I'm a bit funny at things sometimes because I'll be fishing, I'll be thinking, nah, I'm not comfortable with that. Funny, innit? 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get that in there like that. Do you know what I'm going to enjoy today? I'll have one with you now. I'm going to have a nice can of Heineken, ladies and gentlemen. Been at work all week. Joseph's about to cast behind me. And I ain't got to drive for the first time in ages, which I'm going to take full advantage of and just enjoy a nice pint. Get on, Joseph. Last time he come down here he couldn't cast. This time he can cast. Whee! Let's see him get him out there then. See if he can get out there. I'll try and get out of Slacky because I did invite him down. I forgot to phone him on the way down this morning. I've just been manic. So I will give him a shout in a bit. Right, so let's get the rotten bottom. I'm going to put a rotten bottom on. I'm going to do both of them rotten bottom. I mean, Joseph's got 20 leads down here just in case we run out. Funny. 20 leads he brought down here. Fair play. The boys carried the rope as well, which is nice. So saving me old back, eh? But no, guys, I know we've done a little bit of politics on the other channel. I'm not going to try and do it on this channel, but I had a few questions and stuff like that. But to be honest, I'm going to answer the question I was asked, and I feel that I've started to like express myself a little bit more to do with politics, and the reason I've done it is because I just get fed up of the way that I can see our country going. I mean, I think everybody's gonna have their own opinions on stuff when it comes to politics. Don't turn it off because I'm about to literally last 10 seconds and go back into fishing. But I just feel that more people have got to come together to do something, because if the country carries on the way it's going, it's not going to be a nice place for our children to be, you know what I mean? And it's quite scary when you think of that, especially with what went on in the week. I mean, it was absolutely disgusting, and it frustrates me, and I can see it frustrating a lot of the country as well. I think, you know what I mean, the message I've had personally, I've had a lot of messages sent to me personally about it, and I can see that people don't like to express their opinion on free speech now, because they're afraid of what other people will think, where I think that's wrong, you know what I mean? But anyway, back to the fishing with it. But yeah, I'm just going to put this rotten bottom on. You lot thought I was going to go right into politics then, didn't you? I bet I had 1 or 2 switch off. But yeah, guys, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I don't ask everybody to watch my stuff if they don't want to watch the stuff, you know what I mean? I think the audience we've sort of like got over the years with Sea Angle Adventures, love the product productions. We always get like messages, when's the next one, and you love what we do. I always try and put the ones on, because at the end of the day we're specimen hunting, you can't catch every time. Exactly the same as this trip here, we could be down here all day in blank, so it's one of them really. But I always try and put the productions on and make the effort, because a lot of effort goes into making them, you know what I mean? And some people get a bit funny, oh, there's no fish. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you go fish and go fishing, and there's no guaranteed you get fish every time. And I think a lot of anglers know that, and we try and have a little bit of fun in that at the same time, so it's not like you're sat there all bored. So there you go. But yeah, that's my running up and over as well. So I'm going to put that one on this side and swap them around. One of my rods are dirty from when I went fishing the other week, so I'm going to use that one there as my left-hand side rod. Stick the pulley out at range. I'm going to get some bait in the water now, and let's get fishing. Oh, poke myself. Okay, guys. Well, only Finns is in the background doing his little bit for his channel. I'm going to get mine set up here. Okay, so I'm fishing squid and sand eel. Okay, I'm just going to basically cut that beyond the head like so, and then nip the tail off like so, like job done. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same again there and there. Okay, just stripping down. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically use the scissors and cut up through my sand eel like so, right? Okay, and then I'm going to inset my hook. So what I tend to do is keep the thing and go right up through the back of it like that, right? And then make sure the hook point is completely proud. And then I'm going to embed like that the trace line into the cut I've just put up through, so it just inserts the sand eel like so. Okay, and then what I find is the sand eel, spotteds love it, and also the small eyes love it, like single sand eel. I've always done better on single than I have double, just trying to keep it more natural, I think. But blondes, personally, I've done better with bigger baits. So I'm going to basically pull that up through the back there like that. All right. Soft bait elastic there. Okay, pulling round like so. All right, so that's set there like that now. And then what I tend to do is I've got a bit of unwashed squid there, so what I'll do is I'll cut that in half. So I know guys will like to use that hole. They like a squid bait basically, and I'll fish that inside out then. So I'll put that on the bottom like that, and then basically I'll bring it around the hook like that. Okay, and then I'll wrap the first one round like so. Okay, like that. Like that. Okay, most important, that hook point needs to be proud, especially with what we're doing. I mean, you go to Wales, you got more chance of going and doing one session and pulling a blonde out, but because of this sort of like type of fishing, you need to make sure everything's right when that fish comes along, because there's not going to be as many of them, and you need it to count. And then the octopus hook, comes down and around now. So what I tend to do is go once, twice, 3 times around, okay? Then I'll pull down through, then I'll turn mine up like that, and then pull him through, and then pull him up the eel. So the top of the eel can be cut then, okay? And I use my bait elastic. I tend to use my bait elastic a lot with ray fishing. So I like everything to be like neat and tidy, so it don't look suspicious, you know what I mean? It looks like a bait just sat there with no hooks in it. Okay, so that's there like that. And then I'll put my last little bit of squid on there then, which will go from the top, and I'll put it on inside out. Okay, get rid of the inside like that, right? And then I get I'm hoping you can't hear the background conversation, because they're having a conversation about individuals, and unfortunately I don't really want it all over the channel, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, I think sometimes you get silly sausages going online causing trouble for other people, and Connor's had a little bit on his with people just idiots commenting on his channel, and it's always the same people. And to be honest, the boy in Wales what done it, I think is a bit naughty him doing it, really, because if anything, he is a proper sausage. And when I say a proper sausage, I mean a proper sausage. I mean, it wasn't a million years ago the guy was caught stealing out of other guys' tackle boxes when they went down to land to fish. I mean, what sort of individual does that? You know what I mean? It's naughty, and he's on there like giving Connor abuse on his YouTube channel, which I just think it's uncalled for, really. You know what I mean? It's naughty. But at the end of the day, the boy's only trying to better himself, and everyone's doing it these days, you know what I mean? Everyone. And I think what's upset a lot of people is the fact in such a short time Connor's got so many subs, and I can see why. He's a nice lad, he's doing well. He's not trying to be like an amazing fisherman. He's showing his journey through angling, and he's learning. He's only just started, you know what I mean? I like it. I'll sit there and watch it. I think the content's it's a lot better than most of the stuff on YouTube, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's just no need for it at times, isn't it? But there you go. Right, so that's the first bait out on that one there. That one there is set up on the pulley rig, so that one there's going out to the right. So I'm going to hit that one out in a minute. I'm going to get the other one baited up quickly. Right, guys. So I'm going to try and get one out to the horizon here a minute. Side wind, which ain't going to help. If I can get one out, be nice. Watch your heads, then, boys. So I'm going to tie those ones up there like that, and then we'll get some pendulum casts on the go. Watch yourself, Sam, and see if we can get one out. First one's out. Right, so this time here, pulley rig now. So I'm going to try and get him out. I mean, it looks like there's a lobster pot right where I want to be, which is a nightmare. But you can only try these things, can you? I'll end up getting snagged. Right, let's have a go. Side wind's affecting that loads. And I mean loads. Okay, so that's the rods all set up. Time to set the landing rope up now. Do a favour.
What?
Grab that line.
What line?
Just let's chuck it through that. And I'll chuck that down. If you pull that through. Right, think you can come down in here?
Huh?
You reckon you can get down here with me?
Yeah, probably
Right. Lovely, Joseph. Okay then, so little story for you. So the best session ever I had on this rock. Me and Stu Norris come down first thing in the morning. It was around this sort of time, a little bit later, and come down barbecue, all the gear. Adam's supposed to be coming down. We thought we'd have a little barbecue in the daytime, bit of a swim. So we come around here swimming, loads of sand in the water. I've never seen so many sand in the water. And approaching 11:30, 11:45 at night.
Yeah.
Fishing where I'm fishing. Now, if you're fishing here, you've got to cast at least 100, I would say about 120 yards to hit clean ground. See where that buoy is?
Yeah.
You need to be in that. If not, you're in the rough, and all you'll get is dogfish and bullets. It's crap.
Yeah.
Right? But you need to get right up over the other side of that. So basically, with my SUs, I literally hammering them to the horizon, and they were like right up out over there. And I got one out in here as well. So we're fishing, we're sitting there fishing away, not a ratchet run on sight. So suddenly, I'll never forget it. It was really humid. And it was, I had shorts on, like, you know what I mean? It was really warm, a bit like today really. It's a little bit of a breeze, but you feel quite warm, don't you? Yeah. And ratchet went screaming off, so I come on up, picked up, whack, and I was like, this feels good. Down like that, so I'm heaving up like that. And then as I'm reading, he thought it was a bullet, I think, Stewie, if you remember, or said something to her, and I said, no, it's a blonde. And as I got him up like that, I realised what I got on. I thought I got a good fish on here. So it's coming up over this rough, but it's literally trying to going into the ground, like it's going diving, trying to dive. I'm keeping pressure. I managed to get it, lever it up, and it's come right into this bit here. And you either got to land them either one way or another. So you either walk them around and land them, or I like that. Right. And I looked in the daytime and I couldn't get down to it. We tried to get down to it. We had no rope on that. And I said, that's the way to land them. And Stewie goes, you can't land it there. And then I could tell straight away when someone, because he didn't know what to do, did he? I could see him like panic a little bit to say, what do you want me to do? And I thought, there's no way I'm going to let, when you've got fish like that, I personally would like to land it myself.
Yeah.
Because I've had it before where people have gone to land fishing at, and it only takes one accident. You know what I mean? Joseph had it last week with a bream. He had a £2 plus bream. Gav's bringing it up, and it's come off the hook. I personally know that I know how to land fish properly, and I know one thing you wouldn't do. So if you ever get a fish on, you ever landed someone's fish, when you've got 80 pounds trace leader or stuff like that, you don't go grabbing hold of it and just yanking it towards you. You always guide the fish. So you put pressure and try and guide it. If that fish goes to go, you let it go with the hand, because that all it takes is that lock thing, and it could the abrasion on the top of the fish's mouth could go right through it. I had a massive thorn back before when someone lost it for me. He'd done that same thing, just went like that and pulled it, thinking the fish would come with it. Can't do that. So I could tell him, he goes, I said, I need you to hold the rod. He went, what? I said, just hold the rod. And he goes, what you can do? And I said, I'm going to jump down there. He said, you can't get down there. How are you going to get down there? I'm going to show you what I've done out with adrenaline. All right. So we got a rope set up here now. And yeah, I come to here and I let go. So basically I come here, I let go, I slid down to the bottom, and I sort of cut my feet. But I'm going to show you guys now what we got to do to land a fish today. Okay, so I've got the rope already set up at the top. Connor, you coming down?
I suppose I'll have to give it a go, won't I? I've got to land a fish today.
So you basically hold on to the rope.
Yeah.
And then get into this point here now, and then down. Okay.
Wait, nearly went already.
Mind you, you've got a gaff in your hand, so let Joseph come down first. I want, because there's no guarantee that one of you may have to land the fish.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is 9 times out of 10 going to be Joseph today. So that there, I know you got a rope. You imagine doing that without a rope?
I wouldn't.
No.
100%.
So I slid down to here. And basically landed there on my knee. Where he's coming down now, because I obviously never had a rope, I've come down off the top bit, landed on the platform and slid and went straight down. That there, which I would say is probably about 20 foot.
Yeah,
it's about 20 foot up, right? So then I'm in position, it's middle of the night, it's pitch black, I've got a headlight on, I've got shorts on, and I've got a gaff in my hand. What do you do? So I come down here, you follow me down here. So I remember coming down here and getting down to this bit on the bottom here. And this is where I landed it to. Okay, but mind you, as I'm looking up, Stu's got the rod, but he's not kept. Obviously, the fish has come underneath him. There's not a lot he can do except from hold the weight. He can't lift it up out the water. He just got to hold the weight. The fish has gone into the left. So basically I had to come over here like that, get onto this rock here. I used the gaff to get around the trace line, pulled the trace line into me, and then I'm guiding the fish. Okay? So I'm guiding the fish like that. I'm getting to there now, and I'm trying to get the fish. The swell's coming in and out.
Yeah.
I've lied down on my front here. I thought I've got one go at this. So I've literally got the trace like that. I put the gaff in the water. As I put the gaff in the water, the sea come in over me. Okay, it dropped back, and I was like, blimey, what am I gonna do? So I literally just went like that. I thought I got one more attempt, bang like that. Got hold of the thing in between me. Come up, the water's coming back off me now.
Yeah.
And I'm there. So fish.
Soaked with a fish. Soaked with a prize.
So the joy of that then. You imagine this now. I've got a blonde ray, a 27 pound 2 ounce blonde ray, and a gaff in my hand, right? Guys, I don't like using gaffs. I really don't. I do understand why people don't use them, but the trouble is, when you're fishing for this type of fishing, sometimes you've got to try to get into the water. And if it's the choice of getting down to the water and getting a fish out safely, I would use a gaff every time, because you're going to pierce it, but I've seen a lot of people, and especially when they're fishing for taupe and stuff, the fish, because they can't get a net down to it and stuff like that, the fish is getting smashed into the rocks. That's going to do it 10 times more damage than one single pinprick. What I try and do is get it in the mouth, so it's hooked up in the mouth and it comes through the side. So you basically, it's no different than the hook, no difference than the hook. That way you've got control of the fish, you can get it up safely. At the end of the day, no one wants to, if you're fishing rough weathers, you've got a chance of, you don't want to have the chance of being put in the water. And that's why I personally, I do try and look after fish care as much as I can, but safety is number one. I want to know that if we're going fishing, if you're going down to that sea to land a fish, you're getting in and out of in and out of the way of danger within seconds, and by using a gaff enables you to do that. You know what I mean? So I've come here, so we come up here, Connor, and I've got the joy now of trying to get up the cliff with this fish. So I was like, how am I going to do this? So I'm literally climbing up as far as I can, up onto here. There's no rope, and I've got a fish in my hand, haven't I? So I managed to get up, and he said, you're about a metre away from me. I was like, what? So I had to basically put the fish onto the gaff and pass the thing up to him, and then he hauled the fish up, got to the top, and all I heard him say, oh my God, you've done it. And I went, what?
After all the years.
And I said, how big? Because I didn't get to see, because it was all adrenaline. As soon as I got up and I looked at it, I was like, no way, that's 25 plus easy. And then we weighed it, 27 pound 2 ounces. That took me 80 trips. You know what I mean? And going back now, looking at different things around here fishing.
One
of the things I took in and I take away out of that experience is learning some certain things about this area.
Yeah.
Because you can fish it on smaller tides, you can fish it on bigger tides, but it has a lot to do with where you are.
Yeah.
Right, and as I said to you beforehand, when you've got points and stuff like that, sometimes it pushes tide lines further out.
Yeah, like obviously from point to
so
point.
on smaller tides, as the tide's not pushing so far, it will allow the fish to come around the points and into the bay more. And then on bigger tides, the tide will stay out far. You know what I mean? But for ray fishing, you want that tide, and you want that tide line. You want the tide. So on a bigger, like on here, for example, we're quite near not quite near far out. It doesn't really make any difference with the tide. And the other thing I'll say is bird activity. If you've got bait in the water, and that's what I found that day like that, there was so many sand eels in the water, it was unreal. You've got that many sand eels around, those rays are homing in on it. You know what I mean? I'll never forget a day on a mark closer to where I am today. I wasn't getting nothing all day, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? You know, what are we doing? You know what I mean? It's going to, you know, happen in a minute. And I looked out, and there was like a load of birds like diving in the water. So I put a bomb lead on, I went whack straight out. Within 5 minutes, rod tips down, small light on.
Small-eyed baby.
You've got to. What I found is when you're fishing certain areas, same as you now, if you're fishing Brixham, Torquay, wherever you're fishing around, you just take in as much of what's around you, and when you're catching, absorb it. There's a reason why you're catching. It's like what you done last night. You never had nothing, but what tide was it on?
Yeah.
You could, you know what I mean? What conditions was it on? There's a lot of marks that will fish differently in rougher conditions, and they won't fish. You look at Stereo Bay. Stereo Bay, you could go down there and not see a ray all day when the water's like this. You went down there when it's big, rough seas, and I mean, I've been down there in some challenging conditions, and it's ray after ray after ray after ray. It's crazy, isn't it? But guys, that is my little story, which is probably my #1 fishing story. It's a story I like to tell, and. Yeah, obviously you can see now the magic of it. I mean, it was one of those nights I got back up and I just shouted as loud as I mean, I've done it, you know what I mean? And it took a lot of dedication and time, but it goes to show anybody can do it. It's not just me. I mean, anybody can do it. I mean, it's exactly the same. You've been fishing and doing what you're doing now. You want fish like that, and you're willing to put your time into doing this. It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
But, what do you think of the mark?
It's hard to put into words. Really? Do you know what I mean? It's just...
Is it like you thought it would be?
Nah, it's better.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, just the adrenaline rush of getting down here. Obviously, you guys fished it quite a lot. I've never been down here. You stand at the top and you look over, look down, and you're like, oh yeah, it's a rock mark.
Yeah.
But then when you like the way you got to get down, and then once you get here, like the sense of achievement of just even getting to the bottom.
Yeah.
Is like, wow. Do you know what? If I'm blank, I'm not even bothered. Do you know what I mean? Because I've had a good day out rock climbing.
Yeah, well, the same thing goes like what we done on the way down here. You've got to do it comfortably, and you've got to do it safely. 100%. No matter what, you've got to do it safely. And the main thing I would, like I said to you before, there's certain anglers what put a lot of time into this area where we are today. You know what I mean? And very, very good anglers. What you find is a lot of anglers will go and try it, or they'll see photos and that, and they'll go and try their luck. You know what I mean? Some people have had them, some people not. But the ones that put all the dedication into it over the hard work, and those anglers know where they are. And the one thing I would say is just like respect the area. And what I tend to do now, if we get big fish out of here today, this ain't going online. And honestly, I know it's going to be hard for you, but you understand why. Because if you get a big blonde ray out of here today, you'll think, Webby, we go down there again tomorrow? And we're like, yeah, if you get a big one, or one of us get a big one today, we'll live down here all week. Around in this area, you know what I mean? And on the bigger tides we're at certain areas, on the smaller tides we're at certain areas and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But as soon as that goes out, there'll be one Pacific mark that will be bombarded. I call it dipper mark now, and the reason I do, because you get a load of people going down there. Well, half the time they don't know what they're doing. They'll end up leaving snags. They'll get where we are now. You can't see no rubbish around you, can you?
Nah, not one bit.
You know what I mean? There's no one bit of rubbish. When it goes down there, it stinks of wee. It stinks of crap. It stinks of like rubbish. It's just like flies all over the rocks from bait and all that. I hate it. I really do. Like going down there years ago and stuff. I used to love it because no one's around you. But when it gets like that, it's just people not respecting the area. And then, you know what I mean? It don't take a lot to chuck bait off into the water, then leave it all over the rocks like flies and stuff like that. And then if you do need to go for a pee, go in the sea.
Go for it.
You know what I mean? If you need to go, or there's ways of doing things, you know what I mean? And all of us fish, and I don't even need to go into depth and stuff, but just respect the area, you know what I mean? But no, it's a magical place to be, mate. And I'll hate it when I get older. You're lucky you've got another 30 or 40 years.
I'll wave up to
I know,
you, boy.
but you can see why I'm not interested in gilt fishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to be doing this until I, you know what I mean, until I get old and I can't do it anymore. Then I'll start going on to mullet and stuff like that, which is easy enough to, well, not easy enough to catch, but easy enough to get to, you know what I mean, those areas. But no, this is what it's about. Anyway, let's get back to some screaming reels.
Let's get back up there and get some baits out bailed.
Right, guys, so yeah, the sun's starting to come out, which is always nice. So it's nice for you guys because you get a better view. Always nice bit of brightness helps. But first cast still at the moment. To be fair, I normally give it about half hour and I'll bring my reel rods in and do it again. And every half hour I'll do it again. You know what I mean? Full cast an hour. I mean, it's one of them. It's one of them. I mean, they can turn up anywhere when they're here. But no, I've had a nice bit of food. But I had a tack of snacks, ham and cheese, and I had a Dairy Dunker, and just enjoyed a nice can of Heineken on our lovely Saturday daytime. I mean, the breeze is reducing my distance big time. The tide line, I reckon it's about 170 yards out in a minute, and I don't think you're hitting it with this wind. I mean, I just hammered that last one and it come about 50 yards short. Not all the time. So I reckon I'm hitting about 100 to 120, I reckon a minute. Yeah, but that tide will start moving when the tide gets going. I mean, it's not high tide till 6:30 tonight. Oh, it's always nice to have a nice cold beer in it. I got them from the fridges in Morrison. And Ratchet's all set anyway. But yeah, see how it goes, But yeah, for those of you who aren't, be sure to go over and check out the new YouTube channel, the Sea Fishing Show of Andy Webb. Lots of good content on there, guys. And like the intro for this video will be on there, how we got down here and stuff. So it's a bit of a mixture of both channels, really. But do stay tuned and have a look what's on there. Don't forget that subscribe button and show your support. I mean, it really helps out, guys, especially to our hardcore followers and the guys who obviously have been following us for a long time on this channel. It does help. And oh, did I have a bite then?
Yeah, that's the only set I've got.
Maybe.
I was going to get a set.
But yeah, do check it out. But yeah, I'm going to start getting some bait prepared, and I'll get some other fresh baits to put out there in a minute.
She's coming. I think I might have a bit of seaweed on here.
Joseph, look at that. Mayweed. Well, I say mayweed, this is rubbish weed. But Not expect it, unfortunately. Bait's totally untucked. Oh, that's very, very sharp there. Cut that off now. Right, bottom's done its thing. As I said, you get these back 90% of the time, but it's just a precaution. And yeah, away we go. So, what I'm going to do there now is one of them there, and away we go. See if we can get one out then. Okay then, so just going to cut this one up a minute, and I may, just maybe, try plain sand eel or launch. I'm thinking, just for the day. Nice. So that's that there. I want my hands off that. And then I'll have a look in this little bag of goodies. We've got everything in here. And I mean everything. Bluey, sardine. He's got some launch somewhere. I'm sure I've seen some launch. He's used them already, hasn't he? He's used them already, look. Oh, no, he's not. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. So what? I'm going to use one of them. I am. I'm going to use one of them. I think. I'm going to basically cut the head off it. I'm going to use a massive bait, hand size. I look for the chunkiness more than anything, if I'm honest, guys. I hope you can hear the sound. Just plug a mic back in a minute. Just trying to get this bait up done. Oh, got a bit of a slack line there going on. What? Another bite. So keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's bait elastic there a minute. Sometimes you can get a slack line bite where your line will just drop. Okay, so if I pull that trace on up, and what I'm going to do here now, that has got spotted written all over it. I'm sorry to say, but I want it blonde. Beggars can't be choosers, but I have got a slack line on that one now, and it's slacking right up. I'm going to have to investigate that one quickly. Alright. Lovely. I'll go in there like that. Just going to put him out like that, I think. Right, 2 seconds. Who knows? Do you know what? I can't do it. I can't. It won't let me do it. I don't know where the squid is, but we need to find it. There you go. We'll find a squid. Then, oh, what's that?
Is that it?
Don't know. slackened off again. Who knows? Go on. So I'm gonna do wrap it around the back end of the launch. Got that really fine bait elastic. It can be a pain in the backside sometimes, as we all know. Right, let's get one out. Right, watch out, they come right around the back of you. Right then, so I've brought my first one in. I'm going to bring my other one in now and see what's what. I mean, he went slack a little bit. It's slackened off a little bit again. Don't know if it's just tied or not, but we'll bring him in and find out. Oh, what can it be? Let's get another bait out then. I think about target is spotted on that one, you know. Put a sand deel on there and see what's what. Let's get in there. Let's see what we got in this little bag of goodies here. I'm thinking of going for a sat just to keep it simple today. Going for I don't know what to go for. Think about it, just going for a plain sand deel, if I'm honest. I mean, works before. Those you can see, I've got a camelback flask what I use for my frozen eel, and I've got some lovely eels in there. Look at the state of that, absolutely gorgeous. Southwest sea baits, look at that. It's what you call a prime sand deal. By far the best sand deals in the business. Just by the way the Matt gets them in my opinion, out of all the frozen sand deals I've seen, they are by far, they're like the old ammo blues. They got the colour in and that to them, and they are just a really nice eel, and fortunate to have Matt based down in Plymouth, so we get to purchase them. Joseph's going for the launce. Cut that up through, and then I'm thinking going for squid.
Bit of launch, a little bit of squid up the side of it.
Let's go for a squid and launch. I'm gonna get that hook point in there like that into the eel. On top there's a bit of tide there now, so this has got quite a long trace, so I'm going to try and weight it down a little bit just so the eel's not, like, you know what I mean, straight up in the air. That's lovely, that. Over you go, over you go. Got the eel about 3/4 of the eel, and then what I'll tend to do up the top there now, pull him off, get my octopus hook, turn around 3 times, right, and then I'll pull him through the side of the eel like so, and out the other side, then I'll pull him tight. And what I tend to do is hide the eel, the shank of the hook, with the eel. Okay, so I'm using this little light bait elastic, so I can get it plugged straight in there then, and a few turns around like so, and away you go. I mean, that is an absolutely prime looking sand eel bait, which is ready to go out there. Do you know what? I'm going to fish that. I know there's a lot of tide, but it will be moving up and down, but I got a chance for a bass or anything with that knife, so I ain't going to play around. I'm going to get one out, guys, and hopefully that tide's pulled my other one right around into the rough, so it's a good job I got a rotten bottom with it, and I mean he's gone right into the rough. I went a bit too right with that one. Let's get this one out then. Oh, what are we going on here? What's going on here? There you go. So, that rotten bottom up there like that, and then what we'll do is we'll get this up and over the top like so, and then we'll get this out there. Let's do it. Oh, thought it was one of those little runs, didn't we?
I'm not filming.
You on ya? He's on it, yeah.
I just did it.
Now watch your phone. Watch your head. It's Chico time. Just tell me where you wanna go. Do 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 do. It's naughty. Isn't that right?
Crop that naughty.
Naughty. Don't know if you heard that start to flare up then. Just control it with my hand. And that's what it is, mate. It is what it is. I mean, that could have ended in disaster. But my thumb is literally ready to rock and roll every time. Well, that wind's starting to go northwesterly, guys, which is nice. That's what the forecast was, so it is gone in our favour. But as you can see, with blonde ray fishing, with smoothhound fishing, anything what's going to run, always allow it to take line. You know what I mean? You can tension how much tension you want on the reels, how much line you want to take off, but you need to allow something. I don't mean completely go, ooh, let's drop that down a minute. That has got spotty written all over it, hasn't it? Spotty all over it. Get up there then, Joseph. Yeah, I wouldn't go too much. I mean, I've had it before where I've loosened my drag like years ago, and I've had bass like scream. But you want it to hook up, but you don't want it too stiff, and you don't want it too light. So there's like oh, I had to bite them. It's sort of like a medium to it, but you just want enough tension for it to, so it pulls over, but doesn't go with the tide. At the same time, Joseph's going to hammer one now. Whee! Get up. But yeah, always allow them. I mean, going back a little while ago now, I was told to watch a YouTube video by a certain individual on YouTube, which was telling people not to set their drags when they're smoothhound fishing. Now, personally, out of years of experience, I would argue the case with that, because if you're not watching your rods, you're going to lose them. I know anglers that have lost rods with smoothhounds. Those anglers that have lost rods with taupe, and anything fast hitting like that. At the end of the day, you need to be on the board, don't you? I'm not saying you need to be away from your rods, but you need to allow it to take line so it hooks up, and then you're into the fish. I mean, the pulley rig is a perfect rig for doing that, because it automatically sets the hook when it goes up through. So 9 times out of 10 the fish running is just them going away, so as long as you pick up and you're controllable, depending what hooks you use at the same time. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, hopefully we can hear these screaming off now, eh? Okay then, so I'm going to bring this rod in here first, see what's going on here a minute. But we have been out and out filming here today, guys. Got a lot of different productions on the way. Done 3 angling profiles. Started with OnlyFins episode 1. Done Joseph episode 2, and done myself for episode 3. Hitting the sea fishing show with Andy Webb this coming week. And yeah, lots of weed out there. So we're going to bring some rods in now and see what's what, eh? We'll start with the right hand side. Get up. Give me blonde rays. Give me blonde rays. Give me blonde rays. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. That time is here. Oh, I'll get a bite, boys. Get a bite. I had a bite then on that other rod. I got a feeling my rig is covered in weed. Absolutely covered in weed, guys. Absolutely. And it ain't no thing. Some chicken wings on some string. Right. That's... Oh, it's been absolutely mullered as well. You know what I mean? All Connor's slang's coming all off on me. I got myself saying some of this weird, like, innit, blood?
Words that don't exist.
Words that don't exist. But I've actually been stripped, and I mean stripped. It's took everything off me. I'm not very happy.
Even more.
Look at that.
I pinch a little bit of bluey, skinny.
Little bit of bluey. Right, so. Oh.
There you go, pal.
Some guys just messaged me, and I'm gonna have to try and message him back, because I'll have to message him later on. May have some more Fathom 15s. Shh. Don't tell Joseph. Don't tell Joseph. He's shouting at me. I don't know why it feels the need to shout at me. No, someone's offered me some Fathom 15s. Don't swear, Joseph. No swearing on this channel. You are not on OnlyFins now. You're on Sea Angling Adventures, and we don't swear.
Do we need any more Fathom 15s?
Yeah, another 4. Another 4. Yes.
Yeah, let him buy them and I'll have my price next year.
Another 4, please. Right, here we go.
Might catch a £4 garfish now.
He's gonna catch a £4 garfish now. Always one sausage, isn't there? We're down here blonde ray fishing, and he's only going to target mackerel and garfish. He's the only person I know in the world what would do it. I mean, me and Connor are down here going, yeah, we're going to get a 20 out today. Whee. And there's Joseph.
Gonna be the young person to pull a fish out of the camera.
Gonna be. And he ain't wrong. I don't know if you heard that. He said he's the only person who's going to pull a fish out for the camera, and he's probably right there. He's not. He's wrong. I'm going to show him a fish tonight.
You little face.
I'm going to pull out either a monster blonde, or I'm going to pull out a bullus. I haven't made my mind up yet. Huh? I don't want no dogfish. I ain't afraid of no ghost.
King of the dog.
He's hell of a loud, isn't he? Anybody got the aspirin? Right. Let me. Okay. So get this on first. Okay. A bit of squid. All up around that. We get in there.
Connor can use something on fresh mackerel, mate.
I'll have that.
I think Joseph's got an OnlyFins crush.
I'll drive up.
Proper little OnlyFins crush he's got on. They're on about doing like little sly solo sessions up on the undies and going holding hands and that. That's nice.
No need for jealousy.
Always nice, isn't it? Wouldn't let me have none of their mackerel either. You know what I mean? Bring them all the way down to the march. Now, Webby, you ain't having no mackerel.
Mate, put fun on my pot.
No, you're not having no mackerel at all. You can stick with your sandeel and squid. Right. There we go. So I'm going to put a bit more squid on that. It's okay, Connor. I'll move my rod. I'm not taking a mick, honestly, guys. We got to have a bit of banter. Fishing's not fishing without banter, and people were telling me we're too sensible, so we'll try and mix it up a little bit. Do you know what? I know I went and I done a little bit of a blimey till he took my head off. Went a bit on a little moaning rampage, you know, when I was on the Isle of Wight, and there's like 10,000 views the video was got, and I had loads of people messaging me and saying, look, it sounded like you needed to get that off your chest. You've had that on your chest for a little while, haven't you? And it is. So I've got loads on my chest, guys. There's loads of stuff I'd like to say, you know what I mean? And I do try and keep my mouth shut because it's, at the end of the day, it's not on just bringing it out into public sometimes, is it? You know what I mean? I did do a little bit this morning for Connor on the video, but I just don't like seeing people being bullied at the end of the day. If people's got issues, they should be able to address them. I'm gonna have to go sideways on that one. It's not good camera, innit? Yeah, let me straighten you back up, look. That's better. So, nice squid and sand deal. Ready to go out in this wind now. And yeah, let's see if we can find ourselves a nice blonde ray. Well, I'm going to hammer this one now and see if we can do the business here today. Let's get one out. I'm longing for right, believing for so long. I'm all out of love. What am I without you? Come on, Connor. Well, watch yourself. I'm lying alone with my head on the phone, thinking of you till it hurts. I know you were too, but what else can we do? My singing voice is gone, boys and girls. Up. That was a lazy pendulum, that.
Oh yeah.
Smart.
I reckon the wind might have switched round. We can't check it, can we? We've got the internet file. Really good everywhere. Alright, consider that, mate.
I'm lying alone with my head on the phone, thinking of you till it hurts. Right, so that's the next bait out there. I'm gonna have an half an hour chill time now because I've been on this talking for the last hour and a half, and we've done a few productions and stuff with it, ready to rock and roll. But I'm gonna have to go over and do some talking on his channel now because he's not doing much on it. Well, guys, what can I say? It's a never normal trip for where we are. No fish at present. Bait after bait after bait after bait. I'm not going to bore you with a long fishing session with no fish. As always, we'll do a little production on it, but yeah, we've just been hammering baits out left, right and centre. I mean, Joseph's got a lovely bluey and squid bait going on right about now as well, and we've just been trying to keep like the scent going, keep the sort of bait flowing, and yeah, not had nothing at all. I mean, Joseph he got that board, he put one out for a mackerel and a gar on a float rig, and he had a bite actually, but it didn't come to nothing. I've just been sat there watching my rod tips, and to be honest, I'm starting to feel a bit tired. It's we got a long way up this long way back up the cliff in a bit, so we're going to be down here to about 9:30, and we've done a couple of productions for a new series of mine coming to the sea fishing show of Andy Webb. So to be sure to go over and check the channel out, as I keep saying, show your support. But no, all in all, it's been rather slow on the sea angling front, which is not fantastic. But I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's trying to bring his rod in, and yeah, he's bringing his rod in. So Joseph, we've all got the top end from the series. Well, I've got the T1000, which is up there with the top end of the Century rods. My old mate Connor here has got the Zoke 1 foot XT 435s, and Joseph's got the Any Fish Anywhere Grand Prix. So between us all, we've got the right tools for the job, really. But just no fish. But as I said, it's one of them. I mean, I never look like when we're leaving that we're going to catch fish, because you end up getting disheartened, and it happens that many times. It's just one of them. But when it happens, it happens. When it don't, it don't. So not a lot you really can do about it, is there? But we've had a pleasant day. The wind's been, as you can see with my jumper at the moment, the wind's hammering down from the right hand side. So I'll just chuck the mic in out the wind there so we can have a little bit of a knitter natter for 5 minutes. I mean, bait's coming back intact, no spider crabs at all, which is always a good thing. But I just want a screaming reel, if I'm honest. Just want to hear that reel ticking away, speeding up, one of us to jump up, grab hold of our rods, start the wind, hit into it, rod tip over, whoosh. That's what we want. But yeah, I can't see it happen at the moment. Can't see it happening, but we're going to get it to about 9:30, and yeah, gutted, to be honest. Absolutely gutted. I mean, there's been a lot of boats out in front of us. Looks like we've been fishing and stuff. Got a boat coming over towards us now. And hopefully they've done a bit better than we have, because down here on the rocks at the moment, we've had absolutely nothing. But I'm not sure what to do tomorrow. I might have a family day. I think I'm going to have to, if I'm honest, because unfortunately, got to try and keep the missus happy. You know how it gets. But I actually thought about going breaming, but I don't think I can get away with it tomorrow. I think if I go tomorrow, I am sort of like testing my luck. Testing my luck, I am. Connor says under the thumb.
Get out there, boy!
That boat's coming quite tight here now. I think it's coming quite close.
Yeah, I reckon we might have to reel in.
Yeah. Well, watch what he's doing if he goes over your lines, boys. Oh, I've got a bit of a slack liner there. That line's come right in. Well, I'm gonna have to have a look at this, but yeah, if we start getting some fish, I'll keep you updated, guys. But I'm gonna bore you with an hour and a half, 2 hour video when it's just an hard one. I mean, we covered everything I can cover really. Done a bit of chats and stuff, but we just need those fish to play ball. If we can get some fish on camera, we'll carry on with it and get right into it. If not, we'll see you on the way back up, I think. Yeah? It's on. Coming over with this end. Careful with it. Don't drop tension. Don't drop your rod. Keep all tension all the time. You can think out.
Yeah, no worries.
Film it out there.
Right.
Keep your rod tip down.
Yes. Watch
that screen. Follow it. Let's film in actually.
like a ray? No, it's a doggy. See it? No, it might be a small huss. Small huss.
Not a bad one, boy.
Someone's got a capture here.
Okay, so it's a bull huss. Okay guys, we've had a fish out. Hey, rays are never guaranteed, but the good thing about it is you always got a chance of a nice huss. There you go, Joseph, well done, mate. Let's get one up. So that chin, that's that hook. Is there you go. There's that. We'll get a quick picture. Well done. Nice to see a fish out for the trip. And, yeah, it's all you can ask for at the end of the day. I know it's a bit windy, guys, so I do apologise for the wind. But yeah, bend down there. Show him off. Take a picture.
That's not a bad one, is it?
About 5 down maybe.
Come on, let's stand on that rocket. Nice, mate. So, Joseph's gonna give him a kiss now. I'll send him back to find another day. Swims right away. Lovely. Loves a good old somersault. Really get on, boy. long up and over, and it's just gone in. Whole pilchard on that one. So when you get a lot of side wind like we got at the moment, you're probably not even picking me up. It's hard to keep the tension. So when you get in the run or the slack liner, you're not getting the point protection. Fish on that. I think it's a huss. Just took me in. Long flowing trace as well.
surely that wouldn't have just been your lead stuck there. Because that would have snapped quick.
No, probably could have. It could have been whatever. I don't think it was a fish. I think it was a lead.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Not a lot of the others have been coming back clean today, have they?
No, if you're using £20 line, you always use £20 bottom. Because you can just put knots in it. And if you put knots in it, it will keep the strength of things you get your gear back.
Yeah.
But if anything goes, that's just proof in there. Look how much pressure I put under that.
Yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous.
I thought that was the rig that would have went, obviously.
Right guys, so I don't know if you could see it then, I've plugged all my mic back in now, but I used £20 rotten bottom, and as you can see there then, it was a lead what was stuck. It wasn't, I didn't lose no gear, and that's the whole reason I use those rotten bottoms, because you don't lose your lead all the time. I mean, that's the first lead I've lost, but if you do get snagged up like that, it's not going to go easy, but at the same time, if anything does go, that's what's going to go, and that's just enabled me to get my gear back every time. So obviously I'd rather lose a lead than leave loads of shock leader and line out, especially where I'm fishing. I don't want to be leaving crack offs and stuff like that out there if I can help it, because it's just snags, isn't it? But I basically tie a knot on there like that. That's £20 line there, okay? It's old £20 line, but then I just cut off about 12 inches normally, and then up the top, what I normally do is get my thumb like that and just put one rotten bottom, and then basically I'll come down again with my thumb, pull in like that, like so, and I'll put, whee, the wind is hammering through guys, 2 rotten bottom, and then I'll do the same again. So I've got 3 knots in that, okay? So if it does need to go, it can go. I've got 7-ounce lead there again, so hopefully we can see a fish out. I mean, Joseph just saved the day there by pulling the fish out for the camera, so we have got a fish for the production, because I know you always get the odd one or two what'll be, where's the fish? And it's always nice to have a fish on camera, so there is the fish. But I haven't come down here today filming it to think we're going to get fish on camera, because as I said before, it's not. And for any of you who are interested in watching what we're doing, it's a big part of that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to come down and just say, oh look, we smashed it, and try and make ourselves look really good, because it's not that way of fishing down here. I only know guys will blank and blank and blank and blank and blank and blank and blank, and then when the fish are there, they're into them. And why? Because they're putting the time into it, guys. It's a simple case of it. They're putting the time into it. So I'm going to bait one up now. I'll grab the bait quickly. It is very, very windy, but I just need some squid really. There you go. Squid is the key. So there's the squid, and then put some of this rubbish away. I'll bag it up in a minute. So I keep my flat sandeels in a flask. As I said before, the reason I keep them in this flask, they've been in there all morning and they're frozen still. Okay, and personally, I get my eels from Southwest Sea Baits in Plymouth, and I want to make sure. Obviously, you don't get loads and loads of them, because Matt tries to be fair and give everybody as much as you. I mean, we don't get no special privileges or nothing. Exactly the same for everybody. You get them when they're there, and he won't go out and sell you like 50 packets. You'll think of everybody, and it's one good thing, I suppose, because it's it gives everybody a chance. So what I normally do is try and stock up here and there to make sure I've got some eels, and then when I've got the eels, they're not wasted. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse. I mean, I had freezer burn in them one there, because I leave them in, so I probably had about 6 or 7 eels left in there from last season, and they had that freezer burn, so I can't use them. So I had to chuck them out this morning. I just chucked them in the sea when we got down here, sort of stinking out my bin and that. But I'm going to put this squid on here now. get the squid there like so. And then if I put them over the top of the, put that over the top of the eel basically. I start like that. And away we go. A ray would be lovely, guys. If we can see a ray out today, it's a good day. But as I said, it's not guaranteed. Just got to keep fishing hard. I mean, with the amount of time we've been down here now, I've been putting fresh baits out every 20 minutes to half hour. They've all been coming back intact, which is good, because sometimes, especially early on, you get a lot of spider crabs and that, and it just makes it hard work when you're fishing and you're like trying to keep on putting like fresh baits out and stuff, and every time you're putting a fresh bait out, you're getting the crabs and that are just smashing them, so it makes it harder to fish for the fish. But no, it's quite good so far. I'm gonna bring that hook. There's a hook here somewhere, wherever it is. I'm not looking forward to going back up that cliff, I'll tell you. It's quite overgrown. And it was quite challenging to come down today, I ain't gonna lie. Probably the worst I've ever seen it. But it goes to show, because normally I'm down here a lot, and I've only ever seen one person down here, and I put a little bit of time in down here throughout the year. Not loads. There's other marks. It all depends on the tides and the winds, really. But if the winds and the tides are alright, I like to put a lot of time in down here. If it's certain tides, I'll fish different marks and stuff like that. Main key feature for me is the tide line. Without going into it in too much depth, is you spend enough time down in the certain areas and that, you sort of like learn where the tide line would be on certain tides. And personally, I like this on a bigger tide. That's all I'll say. Right, let's get this one around like that. Lovely. I used my head a few years ago because I weren't getting them, and I was doing something wrong, and I sort of followed a pattern, because there's people aren't stupid. When a lot of people catch, they can't wait to jump online and put their catches on. And what I used to do is, because I sort of like know what marks what. I sort of like looked back through, and I kept a note of like when the bigger fish were caught, and you could see a certain cycle to it, and especially off the different venues and stuff. And a lot of the guys that I've spoke to, like the better anglers, the guys who are producing the goods and that, they sort of like, when I've had that conversation about what I sort of like learned through studying, they sort of like put across what they had learned with what they had done, and it sort of added up together. And you've got to use your head a little bit. That's a big part of the fishing. I mean, if you can use your nugget a little bit and put in the film work, hopefully the two will come together and you'll reap the rewards. Now I'm going to get this one sent out now, which is my sandeel and squid bait, as you can see right there, and hopefully we can see a fish out today. Okay guys, so Century T1000, Pen Fathom 15, long up and over rig, running open over rig, and away we go. Watch your head to the left. That wind is hammering down through now, so I'm just going to try and send this out. Perfect. See if I can get this out. There you go. Okay, so it's starting to get there now. We're starting to get to the start to get near the part of the tide that I like. As I said, years can be different. Some years are different than others, and you go back a couple of years ago, it was the rays were coming at a certain stage of the tide, and other years they'll be on different stage of the tide. And for those that fished it for like loads and loads of years, going back like 30 years now, they'll tell you a different sort of style again. But over the last like 10-12 years really, they've been coming at different parts of the tide. And it's coming up to that part of the tide that I like. I like my rod tips just arching over a certain way, and that's when I feel comfortable. What's stop it hurting a little bit at the moment is the side wind, because I'm not total connection. I've got a big bow in my line, so I mean it can be alright at times because the fish won't feel any tension straight away. 9 times out of 10 they'll just hit it, and you'll get those reels screaming off. Click, 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 click. Something go on today. Look at that silhouette. Lovely. Lovely. What's it doing, Joseph? Was it a ray bite? Bullers? Another bullers? You are the bullers king. What are you?
Just waiting to feel that pull.
This is the bullers king. It's bullers king, he is.
Take that with
Yeah? Got a lot of slack going, yeah? What's happening?
I've not done a lot, haven't I?
He's looking rather serious here. Bring them down. And tell me if you want to go. Is he going to hit it? No, he's not going to hit it. Ooh, he's not hitting it. Only fins has a go. We got the open fins. There we go. Let's see if we can get this pendulum cast working rightly then. Go on then. Show us how it's done. Yes, it. Feet placement, arms. Don't forget to scoop. Out swing. In swing. Wait, wait, go! Ooh, look at that face, look!
I told you to go with yours.
No, I didn't.
Nah, I'll be right.
Lovely jubbly. So guys, sadly everything comes to an end. We've had fish out for the camera today, which is better than nothing, and unfortunately when you do this type of fishing, as I said before, you can't guarantee catching all the time. I mean, if I'd done this constantly, you'd be lucky to see a few productions a year with fish. It's when they are there and when they're not, and obviously if I was to put time in and a lot of the anglers that do put time in and then catch fish, as soon as they're uploaded, you'll see a lot of anglers around. But because of how hard it is to fish, there's not many anglers what put the time and effort into doing it, and those that do obviously get the rewards. But as I said, it's something a bit different for Connor. I wanted Connor to experience what we sort of do with our type of fishing, to go and chase big rays and stuff like that, and I think he's thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to get him to come into the camera and have a little talk in a minute. I'll go and get the mic first, but it's been a really good day, Joseph's had a bullis out, which obviously saves the blank for us, but no fishing again for me this weekend, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm fishing for a 30-pound blonde here today. That's me personally. You know what I mean? That's what I'm targeting, whether I catch one or not catch one. I mean, you always got a chance of catching some big fish, but I don't mind blanking. That's the difference. When I'm coming to marks like this, I don't mind blanking, because it's all time, and I would rather be somewhere like this and even not catching fish and having the chance of catching something out there which I really want to target, than going up to Chesil or go up to Wells and catching small fish, you know what I mean? But each angler is different, you know what I mean? Not to say that everybody else, a lot of you watching this program today will not want to fish like that, but at the end of the day, what I promote and what I sort of like show is my type of fishing, and this is what we do, unfortunately. But at least you get to see the hard blood, sweat and tears what go into it. I mean, it's been a long day, and it was a nightmare of a climb down, and it's now approaching 9:30 at night, and we've got to make our way back up through that now, which is going to be quite challenging. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm going to go a different way today on the way back through, just because the path is broken away. I mean, you can't even see the path at the best of times, and because of where the cliff's sort of like gone away, it just makes it very difficult to get down here. So there's another way I've come up before, which me and Mr. Slack found many years ago. So I'm going to probably have a go at, we're going to go back up that way. But yeah, I'm going to get Connor in for a little chit chat now, and then yeah, we'll call it a good day, guys. But if we get anything on these rods, I'll be sure to include it. But from all of us at Sea Angle Adventures, we'll get into Connor now, and then we'll say our farewells. Okay then, mate. How did you find it?
I mean, it's been an experience, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've had a mix of emotions today. Coming down, halfway down, I thought, am I actually going to do this? I'm not going to lie. I was like looking over the edge, and I thought, no, just don't look down, just keep going, follow you. Obviously, I had Joseph behind me as well, do you know what I mean, looking out for me, and he's been down here before, so he was like, yeah, just keep up, that's it. Yeah, good guidance on the way down. I mean, it's going to be a challenge on the way back up as well. But yeah, mate, all in all, it's been a banging experience. I mean, I'm definitely going to come back down and hopefully get myself out of Blonde Ray this year. I mean, that'd be incredible.
We'll put, obviously now we sort of like know the venue and what we're doing. We'll put some more things into places. As you can see, some of the stuff what we've done already here.
Yeah.
We've put things in to make it easier for access for us, but we can do other things, mate. I mean, I'm looking at it in a different way at the moment, so there's something what I would like to do to it to make it a little bit more easier. But we can have a little chat about that later, and maybe come down and put it in together, you know what I mean? Make it in, but it's ideal midweek one.
Yeah, 100%.
I know it's a long way down, long way out, but if you want a decent fish, it's a good mark to go, and especially, as I said, you don't get many people fishing here. All the way along today, no, but you won't. What happens is, if catch ports go on and stuff like that, it's the worst thing to do. Like when I had my big one, I never seen a soul. And then the only person I ever seen was another guy from Plymouth, him and another lad, fish a bit further away from where we are today. And I seen them once, and apart from that, no one. And then the night I had my big one, two lads what you know were next to me, and that was it, you know what I mean? And then suddenly after that, everybody's out to play. It happens all the time, and unfortunately, like if you got a big one today, I would have said to you, keep it quiet for a couple of weeks, because we could have come back down and just took advantage of it and got a couple more out before it gets like overwhelmed. But at the end of the day, with marks like that, you don't tend to get people to fish in them just because how hard it is to get to.
Definitely.
And actually, definitely not something no, exactly. And if the people don't know about it and how to get down the right way, it's somewhere you could physically die. I mean, I would not want to fall off that, would you?
Nah, 100%.
No, definitely. But as you go, it's another episode for our get together with the Only Fins. And it's been a lovely day. I mean, Joseph saved the day with a bullet, and yeah, hopefully we can get out again and smash it again. But from all of us here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for those of you who are new to the channel, and for those of you that are new and old to the channel, do head over to see the intro with us going and getting all the gear ready and then getting down here and that over on the fishing show with the sea fishing show with Andy Webb. So yeah, there's a lot of different content on there. We've done a few interviews and stuff like that today, what I'll be uploading to the channel. And as the night fades, we will say our farewells and catch up with you in another adventure. Tight lines, guys.
In a bit.
Like a mountain goat. Remember what I said though, mate? Only use that as a precaution. Connor, remember what I said? Use that as a precaution. Make sure you got grip hold of it. Onto the bank, mate. That's it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. He's done really well today. Really well. I mean, yeah. Well done, mate. To boldly go where no man's gone before. Up the only things. Fair play, boy. It's hard work. Long way up. How you feeling?
Strong.
Get on, boy. So boys, come up over now. Whew. Long way down for a blank, but as I said, it's time game. Done really well, really well. I mean, I took people to marks for and they said I can't do it, Andy, and we've had to go away. First one up nearly. Sometimes you got to ask yourself, mate, is it worth it?
Well, it was for me. I thought
Yeah, get on, boy.
oh wow.
Go and take this. That's one bag, but you take your thingy off and give it 5 minutes before we do the next part of the mission. Joseph's coming up there now. Watch my tips there, mate. Oh, we have Joseph coming up there now. Use the rope, Joe. Make sure it's tight at all times. That's it, mate, you got it. Brand new rope. We change the rope every season. Wear and tear and stuff like that, it's never worth it. So we normally use them for like landing ropes and stuff like that. But as you can see there, all good. Looks like he's done this before. Well in, mate. It's not easy with your rods in your hand either. I mean, I did have an old Century one that was perfect for it, and I got rid of it with my T9s. I should never have got rid of it. I tried to get it back off a matey and who I sold them to, and unfortunately he'd sold him on and took the bag with him. But I was gutted really. It was the first one bag. I really liked the first Century bag. What older? Up you get, Boyle, up you get. So now it's time to put the rope away, get our stake out, and yeah, we say farewell to another day, but the next bit is going to be the mission. This is what we do. Absolutely crazy when you think about it. For the rewards, is it worth it? It keeps you fit. But teamwork is normal. All good. Joseph's going to pass the board up to Connor. I'll take him off Connor and stick him down to the side here a minute. And then just got to work as a team when you're doing this sort of thing, guys, and just try and do it as safely as you can. I'm actually blowing. I ain't done this in a little while. But first trip out doing it for the year. Yeah, let's do it. So we're about 3/4 of the way up now. You can see Joseph behind Connor. Describe this from the difficulty between 1 and 10.
Solid 9.5.
It's still got a sense of humour, but I need a drink. That's crazy.
Obviously, we didn't come this way down either, so.
No.
Ooh.
I think this was a lot better way down, up.
Yeah.
A little safer. The path we normally go across is decayed into the sea, unfortunately. But Joseph is pulling brambles out of his backside there. And yeah, let's get up and go and get a nice drink from the garage, eh?